Hello, I wanted to say a few words about there's this famous rock star. Some of you may know who he is, some may not know. I'm speaking about Gene Simmons from the famous rock group Kiss. Now, you may like or you may not like Mr. Simmons or his band, but as far as abundance and success goes, you can't really say much. I mean, just look at the guy's success. He's really the leader. Well, him and Paul are the leaders of the band. They're the ones who pretty much set the rules and decide who works with them and who doesn't. But Gene is like the real brainchild behind most of it. And his net worth is in excess of $500 million. Okay. So the guy knows a little bit something about success, right? He knows a lot about marketing or whatever. So you may like, you may not like how he got where he is. This isn't about that, okay? Now, he has a famous quote. I looked it up. I found it in many places, so I'm going to assume it really is his quote. It says, "Life is too short to have anything but delusional notions about oneself." Now, that kind of meshes with all this, doesn't it? When we talk about be delusional. Be delusional, Mr. Simmons was delusional, and look where it got him, right? At the time, and look, if you go back and you look at articles in Rolling Stone, there's a lot of music industry people who don't like them, right? It took them forever to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and despite all the success and all the gold and platinum albums, there's a lot of people, a lot of purists have it in for them. The way they, the makeup, the marketing, they just think it's campy. But, it is what it is. They have their fans. They're very successful. And why shouldn't they be honored in such a way? But, so anyway, what I'm saying is he's had these critics the whole time. You could look at some articles written when they first started out saying, this band isn't going to make it. Enjoy the show now because, and then 50 plus years later, they only now, just as I do this this presentation here, they just did their farewell tour, and who knows if it's a real fair. They've done these before and come back. Although chronologically they're getting old now. They're in their 70s. At least the two original members are in their 70s now, and the two other original members are also in their 70s. One is almost 80. So how long can you keep up that sort of thing? But uh, you know he's delusional, right? And they would have said back in the 70s that he's delusional. Or they would have told you you're delusional if you thought they were going to be anything but a short run, And 50 plus years later, they've outlived most of their critics. So, and he did that by being delusional, willing it into existence. They wouldn't accept failure. They wouldn't accept no. They wouldn't accept anything but success. And there you have it. There is a perfect example of mental diet, being delusional. All those things are talked about in multiple ways. Some people talk about them being conceit. When you're delusional about yourself and you think highly of yourself. I mean, Bob Proctor talked about how he would want to hug himself and kiss himself that he loves himself so much. He goes, I'm not talking about conceit. I'm talking about a healthy self-love. So, but when a lot of people see people who are like that, they just assume they're conceited. They try to cast it in a negative light because, of course, this predominant idea of who are we to toot our own horn. Well, someone's got to toot your own horn. Toot away, okay? Toot away. You need to have a good outlook, a good successful outlook, a good self-image. We talk about self-image a lot, right? we talk about self-image. If you have a lousy self-image, you're going to have a lousy image, period. So, Simmons always had a healthy self-image, if nothing else. And so he was delusional. Being delusional. There you go. Be delusional, be positive, have a great self-image. Don't worry if other people call it conceit. You don't have to do it in a way that it looks conceited. All right? We're not talking about conceit here. We're talking about that positive outlook, that success vibes, whatever you want to call it. So I thought that was interesting because I saw that quote and it just stood out at me. Delusional notions about oneself. I saw it in they showed a picture of him in his concert makeup and they had that quote there. And I said, oh man, that is perfect. And I looked it up just to make sure it just wasn't on that one image. And it's out there. Now, as far as I know, that's his quote. But it certainly matches up with how the man has conducted himself and his vast success, material success. Now, sure, he's got challenges in other areas, but that's his life. I'm speaking just to this. So there you go. I hope that that parallel resonates with some people. Thank you.